Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, Rob Van Dam.
A major title change at Dynamite 200.
Got an update on AEW's plans for the Elite.
And another legacy stable re-signs with AEW. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
That's Rob Van Dam.
Yeah.
Give me some spoilers for last night's Dynamite on this show today. Obviously, it's a bit late for me to be saying that, given you're currently looking at this big man's big smiley face. Mm-hmm. He's a big man, isn't he? Look at those biceps.
His arms, man.
Look at those biceps.
But yeah, what are you doing watching the news before watching any wrestling show? Come on.
Yeah, get your orders in order. Rob Van Dam showed up on Dynamite.
He sure did.
So obviously they were pre-advertising a confrontation between Jerry Lynn and Jungle Boy, or Jack Perry, and that happened last night. Jungle Boy demanded Jerry Lynn come out. Jerry Lynn did come out. You know, I saw the angle last week. I was like, is Jerry Lynn gonna wrestle? What on earth is going on here? Obviously not. He came out and said, listen, Chief. He called him Jungle several times, didn't he? He's like, I've got like 12 screws in my head. I can't wrestle, no. but you know, this guy can. And Rob Van Dam came out. They're obviously linked for their like legendary ECW rivalry. Mm-hmm. It's one of the most iconic in that company's history. So they're tied together, which is nice and cute and neat. The best thing about this for me was that they actually paid for Walk.
Yes.
I was like, what on earth? That must have cost them a pretty penny, but hey, it was cool to hear. It really, it's Rob Van Dam's iconic theme. And that match is happening on next week's episode of Dynamite. Rob Van Dam wants a shot at the FTW World title. He confirmed it later in the show. Now, interestingly, Fightful Select had reported before the show that they'd been talking to AEW about bringing RVD in to work Jack Perry. Maybe it's All In or All Out, but it was booked for Dynamite, obviously. The FTW title as well, of course, originated in ECW, so there is some synergy there. This is weird. What do you think?
I love me some Rob Van Dam. I love Rob Van Dam getting a payday. I love the weirdness. Like you say, I was already confused by Jack Perry's Jerry Lynn face-off over the past couple of weeks. And now, next week we're getting a title match involving this bloody guy. Me and Sid sort of speculated on what was going to happen on the Dynamite preview, WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, and thought maybe we could see an ECW legend like a Sabu, for example, because obviously he's been on AEW before, to queue up maybe RVD at All In, but no, they're just pulling the trigger on it next week. I mean, it doesn't necessarily rule him out of All In. They could do a weird sort of big multi-man match. You could have Jack Perry reunite with Evil the Jurassic Express now. There you go. Christian Cage and Luchasaurus versus
RVD Jerry Lynn
and Taz gonna wrestle again. Why not? I mean, anything's bloody possible, isn't it? But yeah, this was a load of fun.
Yeah, and I think that I've seen a lot of people going, oh, well, why would I want to watch Rob Van Dam? It's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. Like, the match might stink. I don't know. I've not watched Rob Van Dam wrestle in a year or so. He has been active.
He looked good with the brief shot we saw of him swinging at Jack Perry. Or kicking at him, at least.
He's been in Impact. He was in Noah for a cup of coffee. He's obviously in good shape. It's just fun vibes. And that's what I'm looking forward to. But let us know down below. What do you think of AEW bringing in RVD? Did you enjoy Walk? If you didn't, you're dead to me. But yeah, cool.
Not the only noteworthy thing that happened on Dynamite 200 last night, though, because in the main event, the women worked it for first of all. Great.
Progress.
But also, a title change happened. Hikaru Shida is your AEW Women's World Champion again, and this time, there were people there, which I was so happy for her.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't
it? Because a lovely moment.
It's like Drew in WWE. Yeah, title reign.
I'm sure that will eventually happen, hopefully. But yeah, she defeated Toni Storm, as I said, in the main event of AEW Dynamite 200. She kicked out Storm Zero, and then when Storm went for it a second time, she backdropped her, stacked her, 1, 2, 3. There was all the usual shenanigans with the Outcast, but she got rid of, at least Ruby Soho with a big old kendo stick shot. This ends Toni Storm's reign at just 67 days after she defeated Jamie Hayter, of course. Double or Nothing, Jamie Hayter had been suffering with injuries. And if you want to know more about the status of Jamie Hayter, check us out this afternoon, because we've got some more stories coming your way, including an update on her and Bryan Danielson's injury status. Hikaru Shida, 2-time women's champion, though, Andy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think the title situation has obviously Hayter's injury necessitated putting it on Storm, and we had that short match at Double or Nothing. And this was a proper surprise. I did not see this coming at all. Coming into the show, I was like, okay, well, it just continues the Originals versus Outcasts feud. Shida will just put Storm over here, maybe by some shenanigans and screwery.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Screwery. But like just a happy moment and a fun moment to close the show with the ticker tape and everything else. I tweeted this and I stand by it. Every wrestling promotion in the world would love to have like 12 Hikaru Shidas on the They'd love to have one, to be honest. She does a good job every single time. She kicks ass. She's there. She was an anchor for this company during its most difficult period. She always shows up, puts forth her best effort. She's a really good wrestler. The Holy Shida stuff is really fun to participate with. Hikaru Shida's great, and I feel like she doesn't really get the credit she deserves sometimes, which is mental because she's been there since day one. So shout outs to her. This was a fun, happy, joyous occasion.
And it opens the door for babyface hero Saraya to win the title All In.
Yeah, it's perfect. Go homecoming queen. Let's go.
Yeah. But if you don't feel like an outcast, if you want to feel like a nice group of friends, that's what we are here. And you know how you can join us? Subscribe and ring the bell. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that, by the way. We appreciate it. What else do you appreciate?
I can't remember what your second story is, so I'm scared now.
The Elite
we appreciate the Elite.
Yeah, they've subscribed to some new contracts.
Oh, good.
Which we covered a little bit yesterday, but Fightful Select have an update on the situation. Multi-year deals, that was confirmed yesterday, but we didn't have like a year count. Fightful note, having learned from sources that they're going to be for at least 4 years in AEW. Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, and the other guy, Kenny Omega. I'm just joking. Don't come at me. Now, there's some interesting creative stuff in here. Notice that there's been a bit of movement on the Young Bucks potentially wrestling FTR again, which sign me up, obviously. The big question would be CM Punk. Fightful notes that they'd not heard whether or not the Elite potentially facing Punk had been broached yet. So staying quiet on that one, but obviously a lot of people will go, hey, that's the money match, and they would be correct. Something involving Punk after All Out. AEW had been looking to commence extension talks with the Elite as far back as January, but there was a bit of a hold-up when Punk returned because obviously they had a backstage fight, and if someone I had a backstage fight with was coming back, I'd want a few things ironed out.
Yes.
Now, unsurprisingly, Fightful notes that WWE had an interest in any and all members of the Elite. Of course WWE did, man. Why wouldn't you want them? They're great. A few sources believe they had a chance of landing the Elite, and they'd had some positive experiences dealing with Kenny and the Bucks in 2018, it's noted here. But you'd imagine, well, Fightful note that they hadn't learned, or they didn't think that WWE had serious talks with the Elite. You'd imagine that would be illegal because the Elite were still under AEW contracts. You can't tap up and just steal talent like that, particularly with the MLW lawsuit going on at the moment. So there you go, some details. Bucks versus FTR would be cool. CM FTR versus the Elite, cooler.
Yeah, exactly. We talked a lot about this, of course, yesterday when the news broke. You want to check out our immediate thoughts on that, you can go and find that right now, just in the video section on WhatCulture Wrestling.
On YouTube.
You're here. Welcome. But also, they pointed out the fact that the schedule was better. It makes a lot of sense that they stick around in AEW. They're getting paid without question, and they're going to be there till 2028. God, I'll be 40 then. Ancient. I'll be half Michael Hamflett's age at that point. Jesus. But I don't know, the whole CM Punk thing, it has felt like they're going to talk about it. It's never going to happen. But Omega intimated, hey, maybe we'll show up on Collision down the road. I think it's slowly but surely getting there. I don't think we're going to get CM FTR versus the Elite at All In, unfortunately. But yeah, Bucks versus FTR 3? Would that be?
Yes.
Off the top of my head.
They had the one match early on. They had the great match when FTR were having that incredible run last year. Yeah, it would be
something like that. Yeah, I'd love to see that.
The last one was sensy. The first one was good. Not my favourite personally, but the second one was out of this world.
Yeah, I do hope they book that for All In. Very selfishly for us English fans, but
yeah,
why not?
Scottish, but.
Sorry, British.
Very offensive. Come on.
Union Scotland's Jack. Basically England's back garden, like Wales is for Drew. I don't know. Anyway.
I was going to say, are you going to call Wales the septic tank or something? I think it's the other way.
With Andrew Pollard on our team, I would never.
Yeah.
But the Elite aren't the only big group re-signing with AEW. The
Wales!
The Dark Order have also signed contract extensions. There was a bit of speculation before this was officially confirmed, courtesy of Evil Uno's Twitter feed, basically. He tweeted when the news broke and the Justin Barrasso thing happened with the press release. Dark Order also re-signed. Where's our press release? He also tweeted, all Dark Order wrestling and Dark Order the true heart and soul of AEW. But Fightful Select... No crap, just Sapp, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, confirming that Dark Order has signed a 3-year contract extension, so they're going to be in AEW till 2026. Good for them.
Yeah, shouts to Wales, by the way. I think your country's very nice. I'm just joking.
Love your dragon.
Yeah. Love Andrew Pollard. Love Cardiff, love Newport. Those are the only 2 places I've been. But very nice. Nicer than the average English city, for sure. The Dark Order, good. They're part of AEW's DNA. The group's changed a lot over the years, obviously. Uno and Grayson started it off with the Creepers in that not good angle.
Yeah, it's crap.
Double or Nothing 2019. They had a rough couple of months. Brody Lee comes in 2020 as the Exalted One. Suddenly, Dark Order's really transformed. Awesome heel unit. The cult-like vibes everywhere. He sadly passes away, of course. One of the just saddest situations in wrestling history. And then they've become just a beloved company-wide babyface act, and they're supporting Hangman Page with friendship during his rise as the anxious millennial cowboy. They've certainly fallen from prominence since that storyline started fading away a little bit. Recently they've been feuding, however, with Grayson, who's joined the Righteous in Ring of Honor.
Of course, yeah.
And now we're down to Uno, Evil Uno, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Negative One.
Yeah, Negative One, yeah.
Full-timers, they're down to 3 wrestlers a week, but it's a stable synonymous with AEW. I hope that the Dark Order has a presence in that company for a long, long time, if not forever. Uno is very fun on Twitter, in particular. And
John Silver has one of the best fire-up spots in AEW.
100%. He's he's insane when he goes in those flurries. And I'm happy they've re-signed, and they seem like good people too. So.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of lads. Right, let's move over to your Twitter questions. Sorry, your X questions at WhatCulture WWE if you want to send them to us. First question today comes from Randomly Retro. We had a lot in a similar vein here, so I'm going to ask Randomly Retro's question, but also factor in some other stuff. Randomly Retro writes, morning guys, what are your thoughts on babyface MJF? Will he return to being a heel at All In, or is Adam Cole playing the game and is going to turn heel at All In? Also, people were speculating whether or not MJF has done some shenanigans with the contract, because of course Cole didn't read it effectively. He just sort of went, yeah, great, match it All In. Yeah. Some people saying there's no title on the line. I don't think they do that bait and switch, even though that's shenanigan-y. But maybe there is some stipulation. What do you make of it all?
I think that the fact that so many people are debating different things that could happen from this is really good, and it shows that the story is not only connecting with people, but it's keeping people on their toes as well. The Cole turn, the MJF turn, the no turn, maybe they just stay friends for a while.
Grumpy Roderick Strong.
Oh, he was fizzing last night.
Oh, I'm so bloody grumpy, me.
He was like a kettle on the stove. I think
even in that, getting involved, getting in his ear.
The Kingdom, there we go. Perennially underrated as well.
More Matt Taven on television, please.
And Mike Bennett.
Shout
outs to everyone. And Maria. Everyone's great. Everyone's fun. Everyone's great. I think the AEW would be mental to split them so soon. I think that this is a money storyline. I think that the friendship is what people are paying for at the moment. I don't get the impression that people are just tuning in to see them turn. When you look at things like the t-shirt sales and everything else, I think people are just really enjoying these guys being paired up together. So I don't think we're going to see a turn at All In or All Out. I think they're going to navigate this title fight skillfully in a way where it's maybe teased, but maybe Cole teases turning this time after MJF did after the tag team title loss. Yeah,
I saw some people even breaking down his hand gesture as part of the hug to MJF, it was the 2 things I saw on Twitter this morning. 3, I suppose, technically, with Cheetah's title win. Was the hand, so his hands like that, which is exactly what he did with Roddy Strong in
he's done
NXT
that on purpose.
But also that insane Vikingo, how do you defy gravity like that? Doing, I don't know what like a head scissors, but it was like he ran in the air. I didn't understand it. But I think the fact that people are already analysing the minutiae of that with regards to Cole and MJF means you don't actually need to explicitly do anything on the road to All In, or necessarily even at the show, or like you say, or at All Out.
Say that word again. That was
minutiae. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right? Is that even a
I
word?
think it's just minutia, but I like yours
Minutiae.
better. You've added like 2 syllables.
It's because I've been in Newcastle too long. I just put I at the end of
Why
everything. Brian George gives us our second question of the day. Brian writes, hey guys, seeing as 2 rumoured women's matches aren't happening at SummerSlam, but Kid Rock will be there. Do you think WWE is ballsy enough to have him perform instead of featuring wrestlers like Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley? Personally, I'd be pretty peeved. Certainly looking at Twitter, Trish and Becky are pretty peeved.
Yeah.
Please don't have him perform. He's doing the cold open. We reported that yesterday, I believe.
People didn't like us talking about Kid Rock yesterday, so I will keep this solely to his music. No, I mean, I can't really think of many artists. Personally, for my tastes, I would like to perform less than Kid Rock.
He's like the opposite of Hardy. We want Hardy on every show.
Jesus. They could collaborate, actually. Be weird. Come
out in a truck. It'd be good for Detroit.
I'm going to do my truck.
No, they're not going to have him perform.
I don't think they are. I think that obviously you have the old optics of them doing the was it the Mystery WrestleMania Battle Royal where it was essentially a backdrop for Kid Rock to.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
They could have him perform and have Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus just dance next to him, and then what's the problem, guys? Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. They all danced down to the ring, and like legends that were in it didn't even get an introduction as a result.
And I think
thanks.
I think the optics of doing a concert with Kid Rock are pretty horrible if it means you're costing wrestling matches. I did see Sean Ross Sapp tweet maybe yesterday or the day before that he was working on a report on the reasons behind this Becky Trish pool thing, and like they weren't good, but he needed to gather some more stuff. So I'm sure we'll have more to come on that. But I mean, unless he's going to play Ba with da Ba, that's the only one I care about.
Or was it All Summer Long he did as well?
Yeah, that was rubbish.
We haven't had a summer in the UK, so I'll just take a piss.
That's one of those songs where you hear it 400 times in like a month and it's just cooked. It's done forever. It could be the best song of all time. It's just so overplayed.
Sweet home Alabama, all summer long.
Yeah. It's like Happy by Pharrell. That was fried after like a month.
Big tip for my new song of the summer. It's called Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Daft Punk as well.
Daft Punk. What about Blurred Lines by... Is he not a bad guy?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Dude?
Question number 3 comes from Mark Solid.
Is he a real piece of trash?
Yeah.
All right.
Morning Legends, if you could have a WWE versus AEW family feud, it doesn't have to be actual families. I think we call it family fortunes here in the UK. What wrestlers would you pick for each team? 5 each, a mix of men and women. Mark's picks: Omega, Orange Cassidy, Daddy Magic, Nyla Rose, and DMD versus Asuka, Solo, Butch, Rhea, and Dom. Otis is the host.
My God.
Otis is the host is a great show.
There's a lot of personality in that, isn't there? I'm okay. So
which team do you want to pick? Do you want to pick the AEW or the WWE team?
Oh, geez, I'll pick the AEW team.
Okay,
but I'm gonna have to repeat a couple of those names because there's so much fun people. Right, Nyla Rose, obviously, she's the best.
100% great patter.
She should be speaking on TV every week.
I will counteract Nyla Rose with Rick Boogs.
All right, I'm gonna continue to be boring and pick Daddy Magic because he's insane. By boring, I mean stealing your suggestions.
I'll pick Chad Gable. Smart and pattern.
The Butcher. Magic Meat. There we go. 3. I've got 3.
Who have we got? Who else have we got? Yeah, you kind of have to have Rhea Ripley. I'm going to steal more than Mark's there.
Okay, all right. Well, let's make a real family feud then. Buddy Murphy. Buddy Matthews. I'm sorry. He's taking on Rhea Ripley.
On that basis, again, sorry for stealing one of yours, Mark. Dirty Dom's involved.
Oh no, they're gonna brawl. It's gonna be fun. I need one more then.
One more.
Big personality in AEW, big banter, big fun. Christian Cage.
Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Roman Reigns when the host can be Chris Van Vliet.
There you go. Nice.
Impartial, handsome,
good
at like, what? And then bombs on the screen. 100 people said bomb. I love me some Family Feud. I love me some wild reactions and even wilder guesses.
And if you love wild reactions,
I want to see that. Yeah, make it happen.
Yeah.
If you love wild stuff,
check this.
Huh?
Hey?
We'll be back later with more news. Bye.
What a mess.